So today I want to show you my latest collaboration, this time with Stormelder. We work together on Siren, which is a sample browser that has quite a few interesting features, but at its core it lets you search and load samples from directly within VCV rack. Now there are various modules, samplers, loopers available that work with audio files, but there is always a need to right-click the module, and then click load sample, search for the sample manually in your folders without the ability to audition the samples or have anything organized. And that's where Siren can really be helpful. So you have tags that you can search, you can have just search between the folders, you can have favorite folders, favorite files, favorite samples, and then you just drag and drop the sample onto the sampler or looper that you are working with. Now this will work only with modules that support drag and drop. So if you're a developer that has a module that can load audio files, please consider adding this functionality. But let's really dig deeper and see how everything works. So the idea was to have Siren next to the audio module so you always know where it is and you can just connect it directly to the output with stacked cables, right? Just directly to the left and right. Now you can start adding folders. I already have here a folder loaded, but if you click this window here or this menu here, you can add root, you can add folders, and then you see everything here in this window. As I mentioned before, we also have tags, and there is even an auto tagging system where Siren will analyze the audio files and will automatically tag them. Of course, this is not perfect, but it's great as a starting point. So for example, I can right click a folder. Let me go maybe with drum root and then suggest tags. It will analyze everything. And then you can see we have bass, clap, cymbal, drums, hi-hat, kick, and so on and so forth. So I can apply this and then I can choose the tags I want. So let's say I want just kick drums, right? So I click it and then it shows me the folder with the kick samples, for example. I can also click it again and then I see everything. You can see it turns red with a stripe. It's sort of deleted. So now it will exclude everything that is a kick, right? So now I see everything other than kick. So if, for example, I want to have, let's say, loop, right, and I have here all the different loops. Now, of course, it's also possible to tag things yourself. So if I remove the tag here, for example, I have here flute instruments, right? I have here flute samples. If I right click it, I can tag all files. Now, if I go and I see it, I want to tag this as a flute, there is no flute, so I can just enter a new, right, a new tag, and then it will tag all the files in this folder to the flute. Of course, you can also go file by file and tag this with multiple tags even. So now if I want, I have here the flute added, I click flute and I have all the flute samples that I tagged as flute. Now you can also search for samples, of course. Let me remove this. For example, if I want a drum loop or something like this, let's say everything that is loop, right? We have everything that is named with loop. I can also search. If you see, if I hover here, you can see it says search by file name, supports filter expressions, BPM and length. So if, for example, I want a BPM of 120, right? It will show me everything that is 120 BPM. If you want to change this, you can right click the BPM here and then you see BPM 120, everything slower than 120 or everything faster, and then it will show me also 125 and so on and so forth, right? You see 109, 136, so everything that's higher or faster than 120 BPM. Now, of course, we can also audition the samples, right? There is even autoplay. And now I can either drag this sample directly onto the module I want to use. So for example, I have here truffles. Truffles supports drag and drop. So I can just click either the file here or the name here from this window. Let me click the file, drag it directly onto truffles, and then I have it here. Right, and I have this sample here. Or if I hold Control and Shift and click the sampler or looper or any module that can load audio files, I don't even have to look at Siren. It doesn't even have to be near my module. I can just, let me choose a different file here, just hold Control and Shift and click the module, and it will directly drop the sample directly into the module. Again, the module itself has to support drag and drop. Now, if you have files that are not WAV files or WAV, you can also convert them, because some modules will work only with WAV files. Right, so if you click again this area here, or just right click the module, you can convert to WAV on drop. So as soon as you drop the sample, it will convert it to WAV, and then you can choose wherever you want to save it to. Now, Siren has a few tricks up its sleeve. For example, the ability to create perfect loops from samples. Here I have a flute sample. Right, and let's say that I would like to have it completely looping, so I can right click it, and then under crossfade loop I can change the crossfade time. I will leave this with 6 seconds, and then generate preview. Right now it's completely looping. It was sliced into 2 sections. The end became the beginning became the end with the crossfade. So we have something that's perfectly looping. Again, if I right click it, I can also activate loop playback, which is already active. So it will perfectly loop. And now I can drop this into a sampler module. So again, I just click and hold this name here and drag this, in this case, to the Sequo Sampler 2, and it converted it into a loop, right? So I can just play this. And we have it perfectly looping. Now each sampler will work differently. So for example, I also have here the phase module. So if I drag and drop the sample there and I play this, listen here at the end, we will get a sort of a click. Right, one more time. Right, that's because of the phase module itself. It's adding a gap. In this case, we can change this or deactivate it by deactivating VCA mode. And now we have again a perfect loop. Right, so again, depending on the sampler or looper you're using, you might need to change its settings. Now, by the way, we can also trim samples. So if, for example, let me exit this. If, for example, I just want this section here, right, I hold Shift and I drag the section I want to trim. Right, and then if I drag and drop this, it will save this trimmed, right? So now again, we have just this section. So you can also trim samples if you want to get rid of silence, or just you want smaller sections of the sampler, of the samples loaded. Now another thing we can do is repitch the sample without changing the tempo. So we can pitch shift it. Here I have a break, a sort of a drum break loop. Now again, I can right click it, and here we have repitch, and then I can choose by how much to shift it. So for example, I can go, let's go even more than an octave. Let's go something like 20 semitones down. Right, again, generate preview. And you can see it's still the same tempo. It's the same speed, but we have a lower pitch. And of course, we can do this also upwards. Let's go maybe with plus, I don't know, plus 11. Right, so something really interesting for sound design. And again, if you now drag and drop it, it will save this pitch, right? And we have it in the sampler of your choice. And of course, this can work on other samples. Let's have here, let's do this, for example. Let's listen just to this. Right, so also this, of course, I can repitch. Let's go an octave up. Right, and again, drag this into the sample. Right, so again, Siren is more than just a sample browser. You can process things and get creative with it, use it for sound design. Make sure to have a look at the manual for various options and keyboard shortcuts and maybe features also that might be added in the future. Again, if you're a developer of modules that can load audio files, please consider adding this drag and drop functionality. Siren is totally free, so please consider supporting Stormelder for his work. If you right-click any module from Stormelder, go to info, there is donate here. You can support Stormelder there. But that was it. I hope you will find Siren helpful. Thank you for watching. Cheers.